you're in London, and you find out on short notice that not even a coaching opening, a graduate assistant position might be available at UNLV. Talk about getting there for the interview, the difficulty, and then kind of the pivotal moment to that conversation.
We were in season, so we're in Leicester, which is 2 hours north in the Midlands of England. And we were playing American football there. There were 4 of us Americans per team. And this opportunity came up at UNLV, and Wayne Nunnely is the head coach. Wayne later went on and became a real good NFL assistant coach, and became someone I got to know later. But he was the head coach. And look, when you're trying to become a GA, you know, it's a quick phone call, hey, I can get there. And the problem was, you know, getting a ticket from London into Las Vegas. And I remember it was like 840 pounds, which was, I don't know, call it $1,100. I just remember, you know, having enough to do this flight. And it's short. It's not like it would be for a full-time coach. You know, you're in for a day. You're going to have a sandwich, talk to a few coaches. And I'm in talking with the head coach finally, and it's Coach Nunnely. And I remember he said, now I just got one question for you. And, you know, I'm kind of like leaning over, yep. And this is my first interview. And he said, you know, if an assistant on our staff asked you to do something for them, and you thought, it might not be necessarily the right thing or within the rules, how would you handle this? And man, my mind started thinking, holy cow, these guys are cheating. But then the whole time I'm thinking, well, I'm a GA. Listen, if a guy asks me to do something, I'm going to be loyal, and and so I said, you know, Coach, look, I'm going to do whatever's asked of me and do it to the best of my ability. And Wayne looked at me and said, wrong answer. I was like, it was heads or tails. They had a few more candidates to visit with. I flew back to London and was still waiting to hear from them. And the very next, within 3 days, another opportunity arose at San Diego State, which was again out west. I didn't have the option though. I couldn't fly back there, and fortunately I was hired over the phone by Steve Devine, who was their assistant coach in charge of the graduate assistants. And so the UNLV got back to me, and I'd already taken this position. But I'll never forget seeing Coach Nunnely years later in our league, and seeing him and going over and just saying, wrong answer. And the two of us laughed about it.
And he remembered.
Absolutely.
For sure. Okay.
Absolutely. And he's a fabulous guy and is no longer coaching, but we would always remember that. It was just one of those, I mean, literally was my first interview. I was 20, I'm going to say probably 22 years old, 23 years old. And I'm quite sure that, look, I was probably as nervous as could be.